Hello!
Hello.
Yay! I'm like, are we on? Is this thing on? Cool.
There's always a delay though.
There we go. I see people. Okay.
No, it's happening.
I know. Don't you always feel like you're on stage like naked or something
Yeah,
where you're
always
like, is
the-
anybody watching? Anybody
The first
here?
30 seconds when you're just like, do I talk? Do I
Yeah.
say hi? Is anybody here?
Totally.
But there you are.
You feel
Hi.
pretty far.
I feel far.
And you feel like you're out of frame.
I
Okay.
have- hold on.
So,
I can't take
Today-
my long legs anywhere.
we were just talking about Mother's Day.
Woo! Which in the States is this Sunday, May 9th. And we were just talking about it with our Rachel from AMA as well. And we're like, we realized that the three of us, we feel very differently around Mother's Day. And we want different things and we ask for them in different ways. Or maybe some of us struggle with asking for what we want. And just realize that that's a conversation we would love to have. So we're hopping on here today to check in with you guys, and I think Mother's Day is just packaged with a neat little bow, as if, you know, it's the day that we're supposed to be so happy and be with our families. And we just realized, both of us, that we prefer to be alone.
Solo!
Maybe not all day.
No.
And to be with the kids, but for the kids to not be our responsibility that day. And to have some alone time for self-care or whatever it is that we feel drawn to.
Yeah, so we were thinking maybe we just talk about this a little bit and then we'd bring on a couple of mamas. We're going to make this a little tighter conversation, but we'd love to hear. So if you want to come on live with us, just request. I think there's a request to join the live button, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about Mother's Day.
Agree with being alone. I love that.
For sure.
I love that. And then another thing that we realize is that, you know, first of all, how do we figure out what we really want? How do we figure out what we really want on our day, right? And then how do we ask for it? And Satya actually has a really beautiful way of communicating that. Because I think something that I can struggle with sometimes is that I do know what I want. I do know what I love to do, but it's hard to ask for because then my mind goes into, oh my gosh, that nurture mode, right? But does Justin have time for that? Oh my gosh, maybe he doesn't. Well, then we need Nana and Papa to come over and help, and we gotta make sure that everything and everyone is taken care of. And oh my gosh, if I ask for that thing, then that's too many hours away from the family, and the mind just starts to do its spin, which isn't necessary, but that's just how we're programmed sometimes. But there are ways, and there are things that we can learn how to communicate it in a way where everyone's supported.
Yeah, so let's see. So guys, does anybody want to join us live and talk about, I don't know, anything about Mother's Day, how you're feeling, what you're asking for, what you're afraid to ask for? And if nobody wants to come and be live with us, Emily and I can talk about our experience because, here we go.
We got
All
some
right,
requests there.
Jennifer, we're coming for you. Waiting for Jennifer. There she is.
Hi.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, how are y'all?
We're good. How are you?
Good. As you can see, I'm coming in from Texas. I just said y'all.
Texas, awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a way to get your volume up?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Now my
Now
volume
we
is
can
on
hear you
low.
better.
Yours is, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having this conversation because I feel like I was just thinking about this too. And like, I echo what you were saying of just having that little bit of alone time for self-care and then like not being the lead caregiver of the day. My husband is pretty supportive and, you know, we have equal partnership, but sometimes, as we know, that kind of just falls on the mama. And we have two little ones. So I'm like, okay, I just want like, maybe I just go out for the day and then I come back and everyone's like magically already napped and there's like food. And then we can like have fun that evening. So yeah.
Perfect.
How do you ask for what you want with your partner? Like how, I guess, have you asked for, like, how have you created your day for Sunday? What is that going to look like, and how have you asked for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something new too, of just actually communicating and verbalizing what I need. I don't think, I mean, I've only had 4 Mother's Day, so this, I'm definitely a learning in progress. But before, it was just kind of like, you know, the day falls on him and he has to prep or like read my mind. And this year I'm like, nope, like we've gone through so much in the last 4 years that I've learned you just need to ask what you need. So
is there
huge.
Yeah, and actually it's funny, we were literally just talking about the same thing earlier today, how, you know, magically assuming that they are partners, whoever's doing the day, or parents, whoever, is going to do exactly what you want and to read your mind is not going to happen, and you're going to end up disappointed. I think that was my first 3 Mother's Day. I expected Jeffrey to
just
do something, and he was like, now he's just like, what do you want? And, and I'm like, I don't know, I just want you to surprise me, but I really don't want him to surprise me. Like, I really just want it to be exactly what I want it to be, which is X, Y, and Z. So
I think that's a huge moment when we realize that, first of all, it's okay to ask for what we want. And it's actually so helpful because then you can have the day that you want.
And it takes the load off of whoever's planning, right? Like,
exactly. I think he's happier for me to just like direct it, like, or like, you know, tell him, and he's like, yep, I got it from here. So.
Fucker, is that somebody you know?
Oh, that's my mama. Hey, mama. So I can just recognize the last name.
Amazing. Well, it sounds like, so what are you doing this Mother's Day?
Well, so we're going to check, my mother-in-law's coming into town to watch the babies, and we're just going to check into a hotel that's not very far. And just have dinner with a group of friends. And then I said, I just want to float. I just need to be in a pool and float for a minute. And so he's like, yep, that's what you
water.
Yeah. Yes. So when you just feel so heavy, that's like my go-to. I'm like, I just need to float. I just need to float.
Yep.
So
yeah, water is incredibly healing. Actually, it is incredibly healing.
Yeah.
So I love that idea. I want to float.
I want to float too. I was just thinking, I want to float. Yeah, that's really inspiring. Thank you. And good for you for, you know, scheduling the mother-in-law and, you know, getting what you want. That's going to be an awesome weekend for you. So nice to meet you, Jennifer.
Yes,
and thank you.
So nice to meet you, and happy Mother's Day.
How old are your kids?
Bye. Oh, they're 4 and 2.
Hey, me too. Same boat.
Yeah, same boat. I have
a 4 and 2-year-old. Yep. So nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on. And message us. Let us know how your weekend was.
Please do.
Thanks, ladies.
Awesome. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.
Floating.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That sounds so good. There we go.
Amazing.
Yeah, water is so healing. I was just telling Satya that last year I just knew I wanted to read a book. I just wanted to sit in peace and know that I had at least 1 hour to read my book. So that's what I asked for. So I locked myself a cinnamon roll, coffee, book on my bed with the door locked. And it was awesome. Yeah. Because I think a lot of us, even when we do give ourselves moments of time alone and self-care, I mean, I can only really speak for myself, but I always have that feeling of, but anytime I might hear a scream or any moment I might be needed. And I do those things, but with a little bit of that feeling of, but I will be needed very soon. So to set that time, 1 hour or 2 aside for only for yourself, knowing that everything else is taken care of, can be just so yummy.
Yeah, I don't want to be needed on Mother's Day. Like when you said not needing to be needed, I'm like, I don't want to be needed.
Yeah.
I want somebody taking care of my kids' needs. And I actually don't, I mean, maybe my first couple of years I felt bad about that, but now I'm kind of like, I take care of their needs all the time. Like I am so happy on my birthday, and Mother's Day feels like my birthday now. Like it really feels like it's something that like
special day
I get to receive and fully and whatever it is that I want. And so, not wanting to be needed.
A lot of us, when we're new mothers, we feel like the day should be about our kids.
Yes.
It's just, and I don't know where that comes from.
Yes.
But I absolutely thought that was my day to be the best mom I could be and show up for my kids. And now a few years in, realizing that this really needs to be my day.
Yeah.
This is my day to recharge, to celebrate myself and what I've done as a mama, and allow others to celebrate me.
I love that, Tessa, your birthday falls on Mother's Day.
Happy birthday.
That's
Is
really exciting.
Mom's Pampering Day a good idea? Yes, Mom's Pampering Day is a great idea. So, I mean, some of us, we just want to be alone. Some of us want to hang out with girlfriends, or maybe even a group of friends, maybe even with our husband, if that's what you want, or your partner, whomever. If you want company, fantastic. But I think, you know, sometimes it's hard to think of the things that we want. We may not even really know the answer to that. And we were talking about that a little bit, that it can be, of course, it can be gifts, but it can also be just a moment to yourself. It can be experiences. It can be so many different things. Let's see. Do we have anybody else who wants to hop on and let us know what your plans are for Sunday?
It's funny. My first Mother's Day, I think like I was pretty exhausted, and Jeffrey booked me at the Ojai Valley Inn Spa, and I went there by myself, and I was like, this is really fun, but I really want like somebody with me in this, like in the pools, in the hot tub, all those things. And then I saw like the coolest bunch of girls in Ojai who like I kind of knew but wasn't like friends with, and they had like a whole girl gang Mother's Day with lunch and massages and like all this stuff, and I was like, that sounds like a really good time, just like all mamas getting to hang.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Oh, Kathleen, let's do it.
No idea what to ask for. Oh, mixed feelings. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Here we go.
I love Kathleen. I think I love the fact that she's like always down to talk. Yeah.
Hi.
I'm always jumping on here.
I love it.
I love it. How
I
are
can't
you?
stay away from you two.
We love it.
Well, good.
So tell us what you're doing for Mother's Day.
You know, I don't know what we're gonna do this year, but I remember last year was my husband's. So my oldest is 2, so this is only gonna be like what, my 3rd, 4th Mother's Day. So the husband's still getting the hang of Mother's Day.
Yep.
But last year, so my big thing is crocheting. I love crocheting. That I could spend hours and hours and hours doing that. And so I'm always buying yarn. And I remember last year he said, get in the car. You're going to go to Hobby Lobby and you can't come home until you spent $50 at Hobby Lobby.
Ah!
I was like, done.
Yes.
So I got to go and walk the aisles for like a solid 40 minutes to an hour and came home with a whole bunch of yarn. And so I'm hoping maybe for something similar this year. We'll see. And the fun thing was we had Mother's Day last year, and like a week later we found out we were pregnant with our second. So like bonus to our Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So now it's my first Mother's Day with 2, which is really fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll see this time around.
By the way, I just got rid of so much yarn. I wish I would have known. I had like so much yarn, but I probably have even more in my storage unit. So I'm shipping it to you. You're gonna make some like gorgeous crocheted, I don't know, stuff.
No.
I love crocheting too. It's so fun. I love that. What a great idea.
Yeah.
Like for your partner to say like, you have to go somewhere, here's money, like go.
Right.
I mean, Hobby Lobby, I actually haven't been because I only think there's one here in California. We didn't have them in New York. So like a Joann's or a Michael's or something like that. And like somebody who's crafty to have to spend money is like,
that's a brilliant idea.
Because a lot of times with like, at least for me, and I know with some other crafters that I know, like when you have to buy like the supplies and stuff, you know, it's an expense, it's a cost. And sometimes you can start to feel a little bit guilty about like, oh, am I spending too much on this or whatever. So for somebody to like give you full, you know, release to enjoy buying stuff with like zero guilt was really, really nice.
That's a phenomenal idea, actually.
And that actually is like another huge point, I think, for Mother's Day. Like, how do you have zero guilt on a day, right? Like, Em and Rachel were talking about like feeling guilty for, you know, potentially asking somebody to take care of the children, their children, right? Like, or me like asking for something, you know, specific could feel guilty, right? Like not having any guilt on a guilt-free Mother's Day sounds incredible.
I think that would probably be the most important thing. Like priority number 1, how can you make it a guilt-free you know, a guilt-free day where you don't have to think about that.
Yeah.
huge.
Somebody posted, my husband is painting my kitchen all weekend. Not sure what I'm going to do. That sounds nice too. Like,
I mean, that's nice. And Ahmed, if you're still there, I
Yeah.
saw your comment. You asked about where the cinnamon roll was from.
oh my God, that's really funny.
Of course, that's Ahmed. I think it was the gluten-free one from, anyways, I'll text you
I'm like,
later.
my ears just went gluten-free,
But like
cinnamon roll.
gluten-free cinnamon roll from a place that I can't remember the name of right now, but yes.
Oh my God,
All the
somebody's going
sweets.
to Mother's Day, Disneyland on Mother's Day.
I'll be
Jealous.
exhausted by
Exhausted.
the end of the day. Oh,
Ahmed said, sorry, fasting brain.
sorry, Fatima, that's right. Happy Ramadan.
Well, I can't wait to hear what you do, and
I
happy
can't find out.
happy double Mother's Day to you, Mama.
Yes.
Thanks, and happy Mother's Day to you guys and everybody else watching this.
So good to see your face.
Yeah, good
Come
to
say
see
hi
you.
next time.
Yeah. See you
Yeah.
next week.
And the video was fantastic.
Wasn't it good?
I can't wait for everyone else to get to see it.
I know, I know.
So
I
good.
really love that video. So she's referring to a video where we asked, I think it was like 5 or 6 of our mamas that we personally knew, through cocoon buying, and to just tell us what they thought about the cocoon. And our amazing editor put together an incredible video inspired by Justin, Justin's idea. And it's awesome. So we'll post it here,
Yeah, you
I'm
guys-
assuming, right? It's just so good.
You guys did so amazing.
First time I saw it, I started crying because I was like, oh my God, they love the cocoon so
It
much.
was so perfect.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
very emotional. Thank you.
Love you, ladies.
Mwah.
Love
Love
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
So sweet. That's actually a really great idea. I mean, if you're the partner, right, and you don't know what to give your partner and they haven't told you, it could be a great thing. Because I mean, you know, we sort of know what our partners like to do. So just say like, here's some money, go spend a day or go spend all this money at this place that you love so much, and don't, you know, just without any guilt.
Yeah.
And just for them to do whatever they want to do.
All right, another
Let's see.
person. Charis? I can't.
I think the warmth is getting to my brain. I feel like it's just getting slower and slower.
You know,
I just want to go and float.
My brain has literally felt slow, and I was like, is it because I've added, oh my God, I had Swedish candy apocalypse the other day. Emily sent me home with a bag of Swedish candy, and one night, it was like 9:30. I was like,
attacked her.
"Rawr!" I think the person we were connecting with, I don't think they accepted. All right. Well, if anybody else wants to go on, we would love to talk to you. We have a couple more minutes before we go. But in general, we're talking about Mother's Day, what feels good to do on Mother's Day, what doesn't feel good to do on Mother's Day, and then
And how to ask for what you want.
how to ask. So actually, we could talk about one of the things that we talked about earlier today, which is like how to ask your partner or whomever for what you desire to do or get, whatever it is you want, on Mother's Day. And so,
because we were talking about it, and this feeling of how sometimes it can be scary to ask for what you want because you're afraid that you're going to make your partner feel like they can't figure it out, or if they did it on their own, it wouldn't be good enough. Not all of us feel that way, but I think a lot of us do. So what is just language that we can use to communicate with our partner what would make our soul soar on our day without being afraid of making them feel bad? And you had a great answer to that.
yeah, so I God, I don't even remember what we said, but it was basically, and bye Tessa, thank you, happy Mother's Day.
And birthday.
Oh, and birthday. Would be something like this. So Emily, so I thought a lot about what I'd like Mother's Day this year to look like. And what I would love to, I guess, get is a dozen red roses. I mean, waking up on Mother's Day and having a dozen red roses on my bedside that like, and being able to smell them when I wake up would just, it would just make me so excited about Mother's Day. Do you think that's something that we can figure out, or is that something that you feel like you could, I don't know, feeling like you could do, but is that something that you could make happen for me?
I love that. I love that so much. I love that.
Can you
Let's
make
make
that
that happen for you? I'll make that happen.
I know you will.
That's so sweet because that way I love that. Oh my gosh, I need to learn how to use that more often. Like with excitement, share how something will make you feel, because then I get to be the hero giving that to her. Right? I did not for a second feel like, oh shoot, I should have thought of that, or she's upset with me for not thinking of it. You know, it's just celebration.
It's stating a desire. So it's not making anybody feel anything, because you can't actually do that, right? Like I know we feel like we make people feel ways, right? But in all honesty, when you state a desire, you're just stating what's your truth, right? Like me saying, for example, you know, I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just saying how it would make me feel to receive something that I'm excited to receive.
Which has been inspiring to the partner to do so. I love that. That's a great little nugget. Let's see. Do we have any questions that we can answer? We're actually going to keep it to 30 minutes today. But let's see. I can't reach through phones.
I know.
My long legs are in the way. If there's any question that we can just talk about real quick. Oh
my God, I had cheesecake last night and it was amazing. And I was like, I think I want like something sweet on Mother's Day. Like I want maybe a cake. Like maybe I should ask for a birthday cake. A Mother's Day birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
Or an ice cream
Ahmed,
cake.
I hope you're still here listening to this. My friend, he's fasting right now and I'm just rubbing this in his face.
Aww.
First time mom, 8 weeks postpartum, and no idea what to ask for. This holiday is brand new for us and so many mixed feelings. Yep. Yeah, that's another thing that we were talking about, that sometimes we have mixed feelings, just like people have mixed feelings around Christmas. It's like the time that you're supposed to celebrate and be together and be jolly and happy. And we all have very mixed feelings. Some of us feel the loneliest ever during that season of the year.
Yeah.
So Mother's Day, if it brings up feelings, honor it. There is nothing wrong with that. Anything celebrating motherhood and issues regarding motherhood can be very sensitive to us because it brings up a lot of feelings and history and memories and maybe even some trauma. So it's a great day. I mean, I would hope that we can do this for ourselves every day, but it can also be the perfect day to just hold space for all those feelings that come up. All the feelings that come up from being a new mama. You're 8 weeks postpartum. I mean,
you're really
it's fresh. So I'm sure that there are feelings of like, oh my gosh, am I doing this right? Or is the baby really fine? Am I okay? And all of those feelings and thoughts are so normal and so okay. And I would just invite you to hold space for that. I think I would probably choose to spend some time with myself and just sage myself, because I love to burn sage and clear spaces with sage, and then sit in meditation and just kind of hold myself and see what comes up and listen to my favorite music and maybe turn it on really loud and just move to the music and come back to your body, come back home and treat yourself. Drink the tea that you love or the coffee that you love or the wine that you love. You know, a birthday cake on Mother's Day. Whatever that might be.
Totally. I was just thinking when you were talking, I was like, you know, it'd be fun to do, to inspire moms to like, maybe not on Mother's Day, but to like check in with friends who are new mamas, who who are early postpartum, you know, maybe 0 to 12 weeks, and just see, like, just check in with them. Hey, have you thought of what you want to do for Mother's Day? Is there anything I can support you in for that? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, just like a little bit, like, I remember being, I don't even know how many weeks postpartum. I was 5 months postpartum for my first Mother's Day. And I was like a deer in headlight, no idea. I was like, I felt like I needed to be with my kid, and like I should have like loved being with her in that moment and that day. And I remember being like, I don't want anything to do with anybody because I was so depleted, you know? So maybe check in. And actually one thing, I don't know if you guys saw this last week, Rachel reposted on our Instagram in the stories, and it was, and I think we should actually go do this in town, a couple who went and put money into all types of baby products. So diapers, $20 cash, $10 into a thing of formula, because they said that when they were in the early stages of parenthood, that money was tight. And this weekend I was like, I want to go do that. Like, I want to go put money or do something, like maybe just be inspired to go do something for a new mama that you may not even know. Maybe it's like a little card that you put into, like, you know, that little handle part of the diapers. Like, you've got this. I mean, that's kind of our phrase for mamas here is like, you've got this, mama. Like, you've got this. So whatever Mother's Day looks like for you guys, you totally got this. It's awesome. Somebody wrote just now, I asked for French toast in bed. I showed my husband the recipe and we made them together last week. Now he knows how to make them. I love that, right? Like, assuming that somebody's going to get it right. Yes.
Yes,
I love
Mama. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
How
Genius.
sweet. And what a fun memory with your partner. That's awesome.
Let's see. I just got back from a weekend in a cottage with the girls, and oh my God, it felt good just to do and think about nothing all weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so good. Oh, let's see. Could that be understood as, oh, if I don't do that, then she won't feel that way on Mother's Day. I love the structure of how you said, but how could we not confuse it for the partner that it is not? Oh, how? So basically you're asking, like, could the partner feel bad if they don't do that for you? I mean,
very possible. I mean, I'm sure they could, but I think if you ask for something simple, like you want a dozen red roses, or you want an hour or two to reading and just sharing with your partner just how great that would make you feel, I would assume that most partners would be able to do that if the ask is small enough. Of course, if you know, it's tricky. If you ask for a huge and expensive gift and you tell your partner how great that would make you feel, it may not always be possible.
I would also preface it by saying that if it is a small achievable thing and your partner does not want to do that, then that's a conversation to have that's deeper than than just
that would be quite revealing.
You shouldn't feel guilty about them not being able to do something, especially if we're talking about like things that 10 minutes, an hour. And by the way, 5 minutes alone does go a long way when you're not on your iPhone. I'm shaking these things. And not on your iPhone, not doing something that's distracting, but fully filling your cup. And so I would just challenge that if somebody did not do what you desired, could you also have the unattachment of just saying, okay, that didn't work this time, I'll try it again. Or I can ask them, or going to them afterwards. Sarah Jenks actually had a really beautiful thing that she shared with us a couple months ago, which is in that moment, can you just hold those feelings of not being seen, not getting what you want, and saving them for a good time to then have a conversation and approaching it in a way of, Emily, I'd really love to talk to you tonight after the kids go to sleep. There's something important that I'd love to share. Right. And then having that having that conversation, and it's okay to tell somebody you were disappointed. Yeah. Right. It's okay to communicate how you felt about something. It doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make them anything outside of just, I think, getting to know you a little bit better and understanding that was important. And I think in communication, communicating that would be important, to make the Mother's Day really special for me, having red roses would be like the most amazing gift. Do you think that's something that we can figure out together? Or is that something that you think you can, is that something you think you could surprise me with on Mother's Day on my bedside or whatever it is? Like, and if they can't, it's also okay. Like,
as long as, their interest is there, that they're interested in what you have to share and that they're willing to do whatever they can to meet you there. Yeah. Rachel just wrote this, keep it collaborative. If you would love roses, but maybe a partner can't afford them, focus on that feeling. Is it the type of flower specifically, or is it the thing of beauty in your life? So Rachel, if you can't, it's so great, Rachel. So if whatever you're asking for, maybe it is too expensive, but what is that feeling that you're expressing? What can they do?
Right, and it could be like they draw a card, right, with all those flowers, right? Hey, honey, I couldn't afford the roses.
Much space for creativity, exactly.
And Rachel wrote, we have an old blog live post about that, I think the Sarah Jenks. I think the Sarah Jenks
is that the one? Yeah, we were talking about that one.
So I think we're going to hop off, but we love you guys. we wish you
guys
happy Mother's Days, and we'll be back on probably next Monday.
Yep.
And we're going to try to do this more regularly. So bring your questions, bring yourselves. And yeah, we're excited to get to know you guys better and to support you guys, like whatever that looks like. So
we appreciate you guys so much.
yeah. So happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Make it
Day.
awesome. Spend time figuring out what it is you desire. Figure out ways, you know, about how to communicate that to your partner so that they are excited to support you in what you desire. And mama should train other dads for their new friends. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Actually, funny note, the other day I was thinking about Emily about something. I saw something and I was like, oh my God, that would be awesome to do on her birthday. And I was literally like, I'm going to text Justin an idea for Emily's birthday. And then I was like, how cool is that? Like, that you can have a relationship with friends where literally, you know, this person would like that. And then you can co-collaborate with their partners on like something. I don't know if we're going to do it, but like, I haven't even like mentioned it to him yet, but like, I'm like, this could be so fun. And yes, training other people's partners is like a really funny.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Or maybe supporting, maybe not training, but like supporting partners. Hi from Switzerland. Okay, loves, we love you.
Good to spend time with you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye.